that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no, no, no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all. All that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors, our memories now the sun's come down. Like a river rising way up above. This ain't no sugar coat. Yeah, this ain't no sugar coated love. Yeah, this ain't no sugar coated love. I'll stay in bed. I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no, no, no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all. All that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why. This I've seen things that you wouldn't believe. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. Here we go. I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. That I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. All my hope was fading away. I'm not gonna make it to the end of the day. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down.
Invincible.
I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down. That I'm invincible. Nobody gon' bring me down.
Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you doing, CJ?
I'm good. I'm good. It's great to be back. Pleasure to have you with us as always, Quang. Well, after a
Another
little
week,
escapade in the kitchen.
another multi-versus tournament hosted by Cracked Media. This is number 4. We saw some intense games last week. Ultimately, Gritaku taking the dub over everyone. And now more people showed up. More people wanting the crown, the money for this beautifully hosted tournament. Shout outs to J Dogging for hosting a tournament every week. I would have lost my mind by now. Uh, uh, just saying, it is a $50 prize pool. Also, I am adding $1 to that prize pool for each person who checked in to their at least their first round match. And I might throw in a little bit more considering how many people actually showed up.
I was going to say that takes us to about 24 by my count. Could be a little less. It is very early in the morning, and my counting isn't what it used to be. But I'm really excited for this tournament. We've got a lot of very big names, some returning faces, got some fresh fighters as well, which I'm very excited to see. I mean, I love a good underdog story, and I love surprises. So I'm really curious what they're going to bring to us this week. As was last week, Samurai Jack is banned. for this week's tournament, but I believe everyone else is on the table, and there have been no changes recently.
Not that I'm aware of. We last week we didn't see any Agent Smith. I don't know if the character was too new. I know that Agent Smith also received some nerfs going into season 2. But you know, everyone's coming into this tournament after playing a few weeks of ranked. Have you played any ranked, CJ?
I've been explicitly avoiding ranked. I have been doing some exhibition. I've been training up a little bit, trying to de-rust. But I'm keeping it casual, personally. I think that's just I'm not a very competitive person when it comes to platform fighters or games in general. But I do
Sure.
love watching some competitive play. I do love watching some very heated competitions, which is why we are here again for week 4.
Yeah. It looks like we're prepping, trying to get our first match on the way. In the meantime, CJ, I have a question for you.
Of course.
Why won't you look at me? I like
Listen,
I sit here day to day thinking that I sit here in my chair. I got a green screen for you, man. I turn and you're just not looking at me.
look,
No,
listen. There may or may not allegedly potentially be something in the works where at some point in the not so distant future, I will finally be able to look at you. We will just have to wait and see. But I promise, it is.
am I,
I can't stand at looking someone so beautiful. There's a reason I have to wear these glasses.
am I all of a sudden set up for some boxing matches? Is this what's happening?
Oh God, are we bringing that back? Are we bringing that back? Oh
uh,
dear. Well,
yeah. So it looks like our first match is gonna be Carry TF versus Yearly Party. It is going to be they're hovering Iron Giant versus Tom and Jerry. We're gonna see some shenanigans. I think Tom is gonna try to play a little bit of the keep away because when you get hit by the Iron Giant, you might die to the Iron Giant, and it's gonna take Tom and Jerry to work a little bit harder and bring the giant down together. Unfortunately, uh doesn't have as big of one hit wonder kill power as much as the Iron Powerhouse.
I mean, even with the changes that came a couple of weeks ago, the Iron Giant has a reputation in these tournaments. I mean, it basically got pretty basically the whole way through up until the last couple of rounds in week 2. So I mean, I'm very excited to see a new player behind the Iron Giant. I'm very excited to see what kind of combination of moves we're going to see from the Tom and Jerry combination. To try and counter that, we are going to Trophy's Edge for our first matchup of the night. TK Carry, or TF Carry, so sorry, versus Yearly Party. I mean, it looks like we're starting off with a banger. I love the Frankenstein look. That's very, very well designed.
I do like the skin as we go into the first game between these two. Like I said, I suspect that Tom and Jerry are going to try to play a little bit of keep away early, immediately trying to run back, but those arms are big and they're going to swing. Ooh, breaking out the
Absolutely.
combo.
Iron Giant's immediate goal is going to be keeping Tom away from Jerry. His move pool is very limited when the duo is split apart already. You're going to be playing on the edge here. 14 heat for the Iron Giant, 47 for Tom and Jerry. I mean, it's already packing an incredible matchup, although it does look like Tom and Jerry's going to bring it back.
I will say that every time that Tom gets a hit, they do try to, or I guess Tom and Jerry get a hit, They do try to extend it as much as possible, but every chance that Carrie gets, he breaks out of the combo, dealing 20, 30 heat extra damage to the Tom and the Jerry. And I think he closes out the first stock there.
Incredible drop kick from the Iron Giant, is able to get that first stock out. And, you know, I mean, he's sat at 50, it looks like 50 damage or so, which is not a terrible position to be in. But Tom and Jerry already going into the 70s and 80s. We might have another dominant Iron Giant in this tournament. There's the EMP that is such a danger, so prolific in matchups like these. And another elimination immediately.
The EMP is a really good get off me tool. Really, as in the middle of a combo, if they give you just a chance to breathe, you use that EMP, get the character off of you, and all of a sudden, you can use your giant hitbox to just kind of bully the stage. Look at how much room Iron Giant just really takes up. Swinging his arm, grabs a car, uses it like a battering ram, and it opens the door to honestly stacking enough damage to just get a clean stock as we close out game 1.
Incredible aerial juggle there. Quite a risky maneuver at the health that he was at, but it clearly paid off. That was a clean sweep for the Iron Giant, going immediately now into Sky Arena.
He got it. He did it. Boys, third time's the charm. We're there. He looked and he read it correctly. I'm not entirely sure if it's just me, but I'm not hearing any in-game audio. Hopefully the stream is getting it. And as we go into game 2,
I can confirm, at least as far as I'm aware, there is audio on the stream. I believe we are all good for that. What not all good is Tom and Jerry on the edge of the stage already going for the aerial elimination. Tom and Jerry barely able to hold on here, but Iron Giant again dominating the space as he always does, using those massive swings. Very hard to avoid here. Tom and Jerry really need to pick up this win if they want to stay alive in this round.
The really hard part, and honestly, the part that's making me question a little bit about going to Sky Arena as Carrie just grabs another stock is going to a stage without any platforms makes it a little extra hard to play that keep away game that Tom and Jerry wants to do against this menace, because as soon as the Iron Giant knocks you off stage, he's strong enough to just take another stock, and there's nowhere to run on this stage because you have to try to fight for the center. But Iron Giant does a really good job of occupying the whole stage.
He dominates the space. Very good use of the EMP. Able to get a beautiful dodge in there, avoiding the juggle. Tom and Jerry looking for that elimination, with Iron Giant now at 134 heat. But the position report once again, and Iron Giant now defending the edge. That weakened status slowly coming into effect.
Oh, Tom and Jerry really need to close out this stock quickly. And huge uphill battle while game point is on the Iron Giant. And Tom hasn't gotten a single stock as he gets a quick jab combo to knock him off stage. Does it again. It's so close to killing.
188 heat. I think this is just the highest damage level we've seen in all the tournaments. Iron Giant went for a spike, and there we go. A 2-0, 0 stock loss sweep goes to Carrie. That was absolutely vicious. I mean, I don't know what could have been done there. Iron Giant, with the amount of damage output that he has, I think maybe Tom and Jerry just wasn't the right character pick to counter that.
I think that hold on, I have to think about my words carefully. Not to flame too hard.
Oh, here we go.
Anyways.
Oh, here we go.
I do think that the hard part is as soon as the combo ended, Tom and Jerry immediately got hit again. Yearly Party could not get away from the Iron Giant, play that keep away game, because he tried to take advantage of the fact that once Iron Giant was in the air, Tom and Jerry do have a decent do a decent job of keeping characters in the air, which is why presumably they chose to go to Sky's Arena. That being said, I think they're just so close. Once you know that you can't extend a combo anymore against a character like the Iron Giant, you can't really push those leads. You can't really push those combos too far, or you're gonna get punished the way that he did with an EMP, uh with the ground pound, if you will, with the arm and the leg swings. And you're just slowly gonna get pushed to the edge, and you just no longer have any room to play the game. That being said, credit to Carey for doing a good job of playing his game, making sure that he was always in control. A clean 6 stock 2 game sweep, and he moves on to the next round.
Absolutely, very well done, very well deserved. Obviously, it's not over for Yearly yet. They will move down into our lower bracket for a chance to still make it to the grand final. So maybe this will be a pairing we see once again. To keep you up to date with the first round victories as they stand so far, Mortal Pro beats Sushi Mode in a 2-0 victory using Arya Stark. Gryffindor beats Sleepy Duh in a 2-1 victory using Harley Quinn. Eris, I believe that's Eris, beat Ipoka, I'm so sorry. Forgive me for that, in a 2-0 victory. I believe they were also using Harley Quinn. And I believe that is all the scores on the floors right now. Clit Cleto has got 1 victory so far against Rowley, and Chef has taken 1 point on Mohawk. So say the scores on the boards. We've currently got Nick going up against Bathe in a 1-0 victory, and it looks like Motts has just beaten Bad Joe as we speak with a 2-0 victory. Once again, using Harley Quinn. Harley is very popular this week.
Yeah, Harley got a handful of buffs the most recent patch and the patch before that. Also, in general, very popular character. I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't pick up Harley when she came out initially, when the game came out. She's really fun. The monkey bomb or the bombs, the Jack in the Box, the bat, the I'ma charge this projectile while slowly falling and you're gonna get hit by it. It makes you feel really smart.
And
And you
she
know
does
what?
have a very varied kit.
I am very smart. Okay, so I always outplay. That's
Absolutely, absolutely. We're not going to talk about those matches we had prior to the tournament beginning. Um,
no, 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 no. I don't know what you're talking about. I we are waiting to for a couple of matches to finish up. Don't want to interrupt the flow of any sets going on currently. But as those wrap up, we don't really have any surprises so far. It looks like Eris, the Wonder Woman, is going up against Icy Go Burr, who last week, I know what time is, got third place in almost an upset. Made it all the way to winners finals, and got knocked out, unfortunately. We have
Absolutely.
Gritaku. It looks like in the lead of his game, his match in winners round 2, going up against Mortal Pro. As Bathe uh
Believe that
is
match is yet to update as of
yeah.
right now, although the secondary bracket is officially underway. Sushi going up against the just seen yearly party. Good luck to both of you. May the best winner come out on top, and we will see you very soon, I hope.
While we wait for the games to start, hey CJ,
Mm.
you were telling me that you had some cheese sandwiches earlier.
It is very early in the morning at the time of this tournament. It's currently 3:25, so I have had an early breakfast and I'm washing it down with a healthy hearty helping of Monster Pipeline Punch.
I do need to ask,
Mm.
what kind of cheese are you using?
So I used a blend of shredded mozzarella and grated red Leicester, and then I put a little bit of Parmesan over the top.
All right. What kind of monster?
Pipeline Punch.
Respectable
But,
choices.
mm.
This is a respectable man who won't look at me. There's too much respect going on.
Well, when I went to go buy the monsters, I wanted to buy a crate of there's a Aussie lemonade flavor, which is very refreshing. It's very nice, but they didn't have it, and it was either this or ultra, and I was not going for the ultra flavor.
I don't know if the ingredients due to food laws is different in England than it is in America, but I might be slightly allergic to the Aussie lemonade as it makes
Mm,
my whole mouth itch, which is usually not a great sign. So I
that is
don't really drink
concerning.
that one.
That is concerning. This just in, by the way, we have got Nick SF has just beaten Bathe in a 2-0 victory in the second round. Looks like it was Superman versus Superman. So that was a mirror match. So congratulations to Nick. They will be moving on to the quarterfinals, and they'll be facing either Mortal or Gritaku.
Actually, that match just ended as well as Gritaku took it over Mortal Pro. So they'll be playing in winners quarters against Nick. They are playing my new favorite character, Gizmo, because what better way to celebrate playing a weird video game like playing the Gremlin?
No, absolutely. It's I mean, we've seen a lot of Gizmo. We've seen a lot of Stripe as well. Very chaotic characters from what we've seen so far. Um, I think that's kind of what I'm seeing. Like half of the board currently is playing very chaotic characters in your Gizmos and your Harleys, and the other half seem to be playing very sort of stoic and sort of very grounded characters in terms of a very reliable move pool in the Supermans and the Iron Mans, powerhouses, as you would say.
Yeah,
So it's very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these different playstyles finally clash. Uh, and
it,
it looks like we are going into. Is this gonna be Bathe and
losers round.
Poker?
Yeah, yeah. It looks like we're going into losers round one. Bathe versus Epoca, which theoretically would be a Wonder Woman versus a Superman matchup, rivals of the DC universe. This is losers round one, so it does mean whoever loses this match will be knocked out of the tournament, unfortunately, and neither player wants to be knocked out this early in the game. There's so much more tournament to be had.
Absolutely, there's a lot on the line, and at the same time, I guess the bragging rights of being the ones who were able to take out champions like Anthos and Gritaku, it's not to be understated.
Can I brag for just a second?
I
Am I
think we
allowed to
can
do
allow
that
that.
on
I think
stream?
we can allow that.
I have never gone to tournament and gone 0-2. Fun fact.
Mm,
I've never gone 0-2. I've gone 1-2 in
mm.
tournament, but I've never gone 0-2.
You've never been swept.
I've never lost twice in a row to end my tournament run as early as possible.
Well, I will have to take your word on that.
You can believe me or not.
I mean, no,
Granted,
I have no
granted,
reason
not
to
in
not.
MultiVersus. I haven't played a MultiVersus
Well,
tournament
yeah.
yet. But in my other games, it is true. Uh First tournament I ever played was a game that we no longer talk about. as it is a mod of a Nintendo game and got shut down promptly.
Mm.
Those who know. I
If
went
you
one and
know, you know.
we're going into game one, Bathe versus Apoka, Superman versus Wonder Woman. And honestly, it'll be quite interesting. Wonder Woman has a lot of combo potential, but Superman hits really hard and has
He
a
does.
great projectile and a great disjoint in the ice breath, putting that slow debuff.
He can also control a lot of the matchup. He can very easily dictate where the fight's going to take place. And on Trophy's Edge, where we have those floating platforms, that can sometimes factor in. So we'll have to see sort of what kind of control we're going to see from that. Does look like we've got some minor technical difficulties loading in.
Some lag going in. We're going to check in with Bathe and Apoka, see if that's, you know, us, them, life. Who
It's typically my fault, I find. So
you're not
I will.
you're not even connected to the game physically. Like
Yeah.
you are watching a stream of a stream.
Well, that somehow makes it even more impressive that it's my fault.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. To a peek behind the curtain, right?
Mm,
Unfortunately, CJ and I aren't sitting right next to each other. It's a little movie magic.
yeah.
CJ isn't perpetually looking away from me,
My hair
theoretically.
isn't this fabulous and well conditioned. I can promise you that. It's also not
It
this
is
short.
more fabulous and better conditioned.
I
Okay,
was
that's
I did
true.
wash my hair today. I'm quite proud. I was responsible today and I did a proper hair wash. Look at me go. My hair is a
What
lot
is
longer to when this was drawn, so
what is an improper hair wash?
I think it's just, you just kind of throw some random soaps or whatever into your hair, not really knowing what it is or what it could potentially do.
Okay.
I like to use it's sort of a relatively cheap but sort of organic coconut hair wash. Sometimes I will also use rice water to give my hair a little bit of volume if I have leftover rice water from when I'm cooking my rice properly. Because I'm not a heathen, and I know you're meant to wash the rice.
We're going to game one again. Try number two. I'm interested to see how Poco wants to take on the Superman. It's not always easy
will
to
warn you,
just throw
I
out a
won't hold
hitbox against
back.
this character.
No,
As
absolutely.
it looks like we have another hiccup. CJ, what are you doing? CJ,
I listen, okay, I may have done a little bit of messing around with the Matrix. I was told it would have no lasting consequences, so I will not be held responsible for this, okay? If you see any black cats wandering around, that wasn't me, I didn't do it.
next week it's not going to be CJ Zephyr. It's going to be DJ Zephyr.
Mm,
This is
yep,
actually the third version of Zephyr that we have.
there are many iterations of Zephyr. Also, I've heard many different pronunciations of my name. I think my favorite one has to be Zephyr. I
Okay,
genuinely debated changing my name when I heard that.
there are two acceptable. I think there are two acceptable pronunciations for the second part of your name.
Mm,
Zephyr, fine. I think that's colloquial English. Zephyr is closer to I think the original pronunciation,
yep.
and I think those are the two that you're allowed.
Mm.
Anything else, I think you're wrong.
I said, you know what? If you can make something sound cool, then and if it's good enough for you,
I
and
should
it's
change my
not
name.
hurting any, I was gonna say, oh. But no, I think, I've heard many pronunciations of my name. Some of them sounded very cool. Some of them didn't. I won't be naming names, but I'm happy to be whatever people decide to call me. At the end of the day, I'm here to bring smiles and drink copious amounts of energy drinks at 3 in the morning. I
Hey,
make great life choices.
hey, you know what? There's something more important than sleep.
Mm.
That's Cracked Media MultiVersus tournament number 4 that you guys are watching right now. Some of you may be watching on Twitch. Hopefully, you're watching on the crackmedia.com website where you can catch things like articles by me and a couple other bloggers. You can find other creators that are promoted by the website, some great ones that you can check out, some great art,
There
along
will
with the
be.
XP Share podcast that, CJ and I are part of sometimes, probably.
Mm-hmm. We have another episode this Sunday. I'm very excited. And there is a new side quest that may be coming out very, very soon. So I'm
I
excited
did not yell
for
at
that as
you
well.
at all. As we go into actually winners quarterfinals, it seems like it might have been our fault. We'll see later. We're watching Carry the oh, sorry, Carry the Iron Giant going up against a tournament regular, Icy Go Burr, a Arya slash Jake main. Famously lied to me about never going Jake in the last tournament.
Which is funny
Uh,
because they also played Joker last round. So we have a bit of a flex on our hands. And to give you guys a very quick update before this match gets underway, Wowo and Spobo was able to beat Gryffindor in a 2-1 victory with Morty and is now going up against Mott's in the quarterfinals. So the quarterfinals are starting to get very stacked, and Sushi was able to make their way to round 2 of the lower bracket, and we have other matches on the way as we speak. But right now, let's get on to Carrie versus Icy, Jake versus Iron Giant. I'm very afraid of the big Frankenstein monster.
I have no idea what to expect in this match, honestly. Because last time, I didn't know what to expect either, and then Jake just killed it 11% off the top. And I think he might be able to do it again as Iron Giant breaks out of the menace that was his character.
I
Keeping
mean,
Iron Giant in the air, pushing him further and further towards that blast zone.
the air juggle on Iron Giant is something I don't think we've ever seen in this tournament before. Jake is a very evasive character currently. Icy has shown that they can adapt to almost any situation. Although it does look like Iron Giant's going to go for the drop kick. Jake able to stay alive at 100 heat. Iron Giant at 94. The highest we've seen someone get Iron Giant is 180. The spit to the side now at 122. The EMP in the air is very dangerous.
He chewed once, chewed twice. Jake is officially a cow. And a third time, does he get the kill? He does get the kill. I swear, from neither of these characters, the number below the character above their name does not matter. I think I don't. It really feels like they're about to die at any given point in time as the scores even up. It's just a little bit scarier with the bigger ones.
No, it's definitely terrifying. Now both players are one stock apiece, basically even footing with the damage. Jake slowly starting to gain the lead, able to get another nasty chomp and another one. It looks like they're going for the aerial juggle, gonna try and get an elimination off the top for Iron Giant, and they do. Icy at only 38 heat with 2 stocks, 1 to go. This is very impressive from Icy, getting a very, very early lead, a very much needed lead.
One of the big things that Iron Giant does have is a giant hitbox, making it really easy for Jake to chomp down and make sure, he can get him in its mouth. Starting off with those combos, being able to get, honestly, a lot of, sorry, I had to hold my breath, but a lot of value out of the fight combo starters. But Games evened up quickly. 86 heat on the Iron Giant as Jake tries to go for another trauma.
I will say it's very impressive to see carry. They've gotten very, very evasive in their final stock. The amount of dodges they have been landing is insane. They've adapted incredibly to Icy's playstyle. A very good EMP off the edge. It looks like they're going to go for a spike. Not able to, but the EMP is going to keep Jake in the air. Iron Giant at 100. Jake's at 70. They're both dancing on the verge of death. This is incredible.
From ruining the EMP combo, really close to killing both characters.
Right off the tee.
Are just a heavy breath away from him dying as he goes for the people's elbow and Icy Go Bird messes up, throwing away game 1 with the misinput and dying off the bottom because he didn't grab the ledge. What a almost disappointing way to lose the first game. Though if I was Icy, I wouldn't feel too bad about game 1, considering how big of a lead he had up until quite literally the very end.
No, absolutely. I mean, Icy is most likely, going to be a little irritated with that, but these things happen. Obviously, what matters is you pick yourself back up, you dust yourself off, and you go back into it. You've proven that you can get yourself into a win scenario against the Iron Giant. You've proven that you have the skill and the tenacity to get yourself to a position where you can beat this character. Now you just need to execute that one more time, get yourself back on an even footing, and then the third round, it's anyone's game. It's not impossible for Icy to pull this off. Absolutely, I think they can do it, and I'm rooting for them. I want this to go to a third round. I love a third round.
I think Icy might be thinking about a character switch, if we're gonna be real. The man of many characters. I'm also a man of many characters. I hope it's not for the same reason as Icy, mainly because I have a problem. I have character crises basically on the daily, even for games that I don't play anymore on the regular. It's quite stressful.
Nope, absolutely. Just as an update to the current matches that are going on, congratulations to Gritaku, who has moved on to the semi-final rounds of the upper bracket, currently awaiting their opponent. Mott's has gotten a victory over Bobo. That is going to be going to their second fight as we speak. Anthos was able to beat Cleto, I believe their name is, in a 2-0 victory using Superman. The Superman that Anthos is known for. Ares was able to beat Sushi in a 2-0 victory, moving on to the third round of the lower bracket. Nick will automatically move on to the third round of the lower bracket, and Epoca is currently going up against Mortal. Got a 2-0 victory using Superman.
As we go into game 2, Icy did pick up the Joker. I was gonna say all of our medalists last month are still in the winner's side, but that may change as we are match point for the Iron Giant. Anthos deciding that the Joker might be a better play. Dash dancing in the corner, trying to bait punishable options from the Iron Giant. Getting some early damage, but it really is just chip and poke at the beginning.
No, absolutely. Joker has a rather ranged set with those card attacks. It might only be chip damage, but when you're going up against the Iron Giant, you want to avoid those feet, you want to avoid those spinning cars. So honestly, any damage is good damage when it comes to a MultiVersus match. Both players solidly going above 50 now, 60, basically 60 apiece. Iron Giant now going to 70. The Joker is what brought Icy to this round, and the Joker is sometimes what Icy will pull out in an emergency scenario. So I can't say I'm betting against them necessarily, and they get the elimination with the balloon. The first stock is going to go to Icy, 78 up to 82 heat, all the way up to 90. Iron Giant is going to punish them for that. Looks like they're going for an elimination again, and they get it.
Who knew that a balloon is what it takes to beat on an Iron Giant ass? Luckily, Luckily, Carrie was able to return the kill. pretty quickly. But, you know, it's looking like the first stock's all over again. Icy getting some quick damage, but then getting comboed back basically immediately. Really keeping Iron Giant up in the air, but starting to juggle him off the ground.
Absolutely, the balloon is a very good asset to be able to pull out at a moment's notice, either to save yourself or to eliminate your opponent. Iron Giant at 115 heat. I mean, like we say, it looks like Icy is in a very good position, but we know that getting overconfident with Iron Giant is the wrong way to go. He can juggle you just like that. The EMP doesn't pull off on this time, both at over 100 heat. Icy's going to get the second stock. Icy's got a very good advantage here.
Oh. Getting any damage at this point is good damage, since he has that extra stock to work with. All of this is extra credit. Carrie's got to look for a kill.
Absolutely. And it looks like they might be trying to with the spin kick, but it's not enough. The Iron Giant taken out by a card. Icy, 117 heat, a stock to spare. They're going through to the third round of this matchup. That's one apiece. I did tell you I wanted to see a third round. It seems I'm getting my wish today, and I'm not going to complain. Very well done, Icy. Very impressive.
Dribble into an uppercut. That was quite impressive. A really quick kill on the Iron Giant, one of the heavier characters in the game. Meaning that, you know, knocking Iron Giant around is usually pretty difficult. You know that Carrie's got to be going into the tank, trying to figure out what he can do against the character that is Icy Go Burr. Not the character that Icy's picking, but
The mindset.
oh, it looks like they're running back, and Carrie has decided to go to the haunted mansion. I think that's a good choice. Ultimately, getting knocked around back and forth, those closed walls initially should help Iron Giant, at least in the early portions of the match, start to get damage back on the Joker a little bit quicker. But we'll see how each play it out.
No, you're absolutely right. I think Icy just needs to be patient. Icy just needs to be methodical. Every move needs to be calculated. Iron Giant going for a very aggressive opening, like we saw in the previous round. A very good dodge from the Joker. But I think it's coming down to aggression versus tactics. And the Iron Giant is known for its aggressive moveset, if not its aggressive personality.
Unfortunately, that left wall breaking really early, but you can see that Iron Giant gets a lot of damage off of these walls. Now that the walls are down, Iron Giant needs to find a new way to really open up. The People's Elbow not connecting. And now Icy's in kind of his own realm. This is basically Sky's Arena all of a sudden.
Really
got
become that.
the whiffs.
Iron Giant at incredibly high heat. Looks like the Icy's going for that aerial juggle, not able to pull it off. The card's not quite able to connect. And now the Iron Giant making a little bit of distance. A very good dodge from both. And gets the elimination at 154 heat. Gets that stock up. A very small advantage, but an advantage nonetheless.
It was a really, I was going to say it was a really important stock to get first so he can build up damage on the second stock. But Icy cleans it up way too quickly to even call it an advantage. They're basically even at this point, even with the Iron Giant getting the first hit on the second stocks.
Absolutely, another very good use of the EMP. However, the feet are unable to connect. Both going for dodges. Joker with that sliding kick. As we see again, he's utilizing those cards very effectively. And now the pogo downward juggle. That is a vicious amount of damage. And they get the elimination at only 41. Joker 2.
Oh, we were watching Joker, not LeBron. What the? literally dribbling Iron Giant into the blast zone, as now he's a full stock up. Iron Giant needs to figure out something quickly, because this is getting away from the Iron Giant.
He's figured it out.
As he answers my call.
If you've heard this one before.
Absolutely, and at 38 damage, honestly, that's not a lot. Up to 50.
But we know how quickly Iron Giant can dish out this damage. Already getting Joker up to 25. Just needs to pull out that combo one more time and it will be all evened up. The floor remaining stable for now, but you got to think at what point is that going to break? Especially with those pogo sticks that Joker's been pulling out.
Iron Giant using a couple too many repetitive moves. Icy getting used to the timing of things and messes up there, but you know, we're trying to open up into the end of game 3 as both characters are reaching that 100-point mark where things start to get scary. Characters are primed to die from one strong hit.
Joker's caught in the ball.
The missiles don't connect, but he's got control of the edge.
Joker able to get onto the inside. But it isn't enough. The attack mode wasn't enough. Joker with 114 heat takes that third stock, goes through to the next round. Congratulations, Icy Go. Very well done. The carry is not over for you. You'll be moving on to the lower bracket, but absolutely it's still all to play for. Very, very well brought back. I think the Joker swap was absolutely what saved it there.
Both surprised, aren't we? Sorry, my
We
cat
have
decided that she wanted
We
to
have
go
a
on the train
third
for a
caster
second.
at the desk.
And incredible. I should stop trying to analyze the game in the middle of the match. I think that is what I have realized about MultiVersus. Kills come too quickly. Everybody in this tournament, in basically every tournament that we've casted so far, has the skill to just eliminate stocks quickly, as all three of our medalists are now looking like they're gonna end up in winners semis. Anthos waiting for Camellia and Shaft Nizzle to wrap up in winners round 2. And I think we're gonna start looking into the losers round unless we're going in straight into the next match here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got an incredibly stacked upper bracket, but obviously, you know, we've seen it before where people from the lower bracket sort of come out of nowhere and absolutely, you know, rip out the carpet from underneath you. So I
Winners
think
bracket is stacked, lower bracket is stacked. As we go into winners semi-final, Gritaku versus Mott's. The Gremlin versus the Crazed Psychiatrist.
now I don't believe we've actually seen Mops in at least in stream tournament matches, so I'll be very
That's not
curious to
ours.
see the performance. No, not here on Crap Media, probably elsewhere making a name for themselves, as a lot of these fighters do. A very quick opening from the Hot Wheels car, but not a lot of damage comes of it, and it
The
looks
return
like...
damage huge.
Yeah, Mott's is going to open this up with 20 damage to Gremlin.
Oh, third hit. Gritaku wasn't expecting the third swing of the bat. It's still stuck off stage as Harley tried to set up, and Gritaku did a good job using that opportunity to get back on stage, but immediately meets Harley in the middle of the stage, and now they're just trading blows.
No, again, we're seeing a lot of that ledge guarding that we saw 2 weeks ago. A very good hammer strike to the Gremlin, but now both are in the air. Gritaku's looking for the downward spike to get the elimination. Not able to deliver it though, both players back firmly on the ground and not able to connect with the car either. So Harley is still going to have at least what looks to be a 30, now 40 health advantage.
Harley really deciding that, you know what, the car is out. We're just gonna not deal with it, you know? The man says he owns a Ferrari. I don't care enough to check it out. first stock, catching Gritaku on the platform. That's honestly one of the best places to swing the bat. Huge disjointed hitbox as the car catches up to Harley, unable to avoid it this time around. And Gritaku evening up the game with a huff and a puff.
No, absolutely, and only 10 damage was dealt before the stock was delivered, so basically on even footing. Harley once again able to get the health lead, bringing Gizmo all the way up to 60, now 70. And Gizmo now barely holding onto that ledge, just trying to stay alive more than anything. Not able to connect with the car again, a car that was vicious in last week's tournament. Clearly, Mott's has been doing their research, watching videos in the back, getting ready for this performance.
Crazy that Mott's was able to connect with the bomb while the car was zooming under her. But able to quickly close out that stock after the fact. Mott's is doing a really good job of not just getting the one hit, but following up with as much as possible after. And then backing off, letting Harley set up the way that she wants to with these bombs, with the jack in the boxes, keeping her safe from whatever onslaught that Gizmo wants to do. That being said, Gritaku also doing a great job of returning any kills that happen with just a quick punch in the face with the car, with the popcorn, with the music notes, whatever he can get his hands on.
No, absolutely, but once again, Mott's has got an incredible amount of damage on as soon as she was released from the respawn, and now both once again dancing around that edge, playing around in the sky, using the arrows to get rid of all of the assets that Harley is bringing onto the field. But again, it's that 30-40 health lead that is really going to make the difference. I think these two are definitely characters where the health differentiation does come into play. Harley barely unable to get the elimination. Gizmo just staying alive. But that castle's doing nearly as much work.
Good dodge by Harley, getting through and returning the hits. That's how Harley's been getting so much of a lead, but Gritaku has really evened it up with Mott's as he gets the kill.
An incredibly
what a crazy game one.
An incredibly
really
well-placed firework.
It really felt like Gritaku was catching up the whole game. You know, Mott's able to inch ahead, but when you blink, all of a sudden, Gritaku's the one that crossed the finish line.
It is a tortoise and the hare scenario, for sure. But, I mean, Mott's, was able to do a lot of damage to Gritaku there. I think it goes without saying that could have gone either way. I think it just came down to, the aerial control and the aerial combos right at the end of that fight, as well as very good use of the long-range attacks from Gritaku. And an incredible performance, absolutely incredible performance. The first victory is going to go to the wonderful Gizmo. However, because they are in the semi-finals, do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you enter the semi-finals or above, you go to a best-of-5 scenario. So Mott's has more than enough time to get that back.
Yes, once you hit top 8, it does end up being a best-of-5. Something I really like that Gritaku did at the very end there. Mott's clearly abused Gritaku's use of the Hot Wheels car. Mott's was aware that the car is a big kill tool and that Gritaku may or may not have been using it and abusing it, letting himself get to this point. But as soon as Gritaku noticed that Mott's was punishing the timing of the turnaround on the car, Gritaku used it to actually bait Mott's movement and punished by throwing other projectiles exactly where Mott's ended up, trying to get a return kill on Gritaku for using something that's relatively punishable. Mott's has to figure something out. It was really close, and honestly, in these kind of matches, it's not I have to rethink this matchup kind of deal. It's usually a, you know what? I dashed left at that point. Next time I need to dash right. It's something as small as that.
Absolutely. It's all about adapting to the situation, adapting to the fight, and both were able to do that, but Kotaku clearly sort of came out on top just ahead there. Just to give you guys an update on what's going on in the other bracket, Eris has beaten both Sushi and Wowo Bobo, moving on to the fourth round of the lower bracket with clean sweeps across the board. Looks like they were using Wonder Woman for that. Mortal able to beat out Epoca with their Arya in a 2-1 victory. They will move on to the third round of the lower bracket. And then we still have a couple of people in the lower bracket waiting for their turn. Bad Joe able to move on to face Carry in a 2-0 victory. Is that the Martian? I believe they were using the Martian.
Yeah. And Gritaku is moving on 3-0 to winners finals. I believe production was saying that Mats was leaving the match. Oh, that was already the third match? Oh, it looks like we only caught the last match. I wonder if the other two were as close. If they were, then Mats honestly has a really good chance of running it back into grand finals.
Absolutely. I think, I would have loved to see more. I think that's all that can really be said. I would have loved to see more, but, hopefully we will. Hopefully Mots will keep on pushing. That will put Gritaku into the grand finals.
No,
Waiting
nope,
for
nope.
the finals, sorry, for the winners. But they will have to go up against either Carnilla, Anthos, or Icy. That is yet to be determined, as Anthos and Carnilla still battle it out in the quarterfinals.
Gritaku is the favorite to win the tournament. He is our first seed. Uh, Currently, as it stands, our second seed is Anthos, and the third seed is Icy. But honestly, between the four of them, I can see anybody really winning it. It looks like we are going into uh kind of rewinding the clock a little bit. Anthos versus Camellia, winners quarterfinals, Superman versus Velma. I'm kind of digging this Superman costume the more that I see it. I At first I was like, it's kind of, I'm not entirely sure about the theming of it, but uh
Look,
the
it's
more I look at it,
Friday. It's Friday. It's casual. I can't hate it. We are going in partway through this matchup. This is the second round. Antos is currently a point up, but absolutely, there is every reason to believe that Carnilla can pull this back. Once again, I hope we will be going to our third round, and we are back in quarterfinals, so it is a best of 3 in this instance.
so with Anthos being up a game, we are looking for Camellia, see if she can adapt to anything she learned from the first game to bring it to a game 3.
Prepare yourself.
Best case scenario for most of us here.
Looks like we will be going
I don't
to
want to hurt you.
the Sky Arena. I am being merciful today. And Superman immediately opening up with the breath. Not able to get the slow off on this occasion, but an incredibly vicious combination. Velma already on the edge of the board, able to bring it back. But that is a lot of damage already dealt from both parties. Now an aerial combo connecting along with the attempt to trigger the freeze. There it is. Velma just able to stay alive in this instance, but a 50 damage deficit. Now starting to bring it back, it seems.
So the big thing is that I think Anthos is doing the right thing, trying to get Velma off stage as quickly as possible, because that's basically the one place where Velma can't collect clues. But now, getting the first stock quickly. Anthos is at 113, but using his own projectiles, his disjoints, his big fatty arms to keep Velma off stage.
Yep, it's all about Velma now trying to desperately get that stock off of Superman. 50 damage dealt to Velma. Obviously, Superman is starting to build up quite a hefty lead, but the dodging from both players
Able to get the aerial grab now, and again, Superman's going to control the edge of the stage. We know that Anthos is known for dominating the edge. Able to get the elimination is Velma, get that stock back. But already over 100 damage, and the stock is stolen. 2-1 up is Anthos.
Stolen feels like the wrong word. This really feels like off the get-go, Anthos decided that this game was his. He's gonna punch his way through all of Velma's projectiles, all the assault, trying to figure out the best way to combo a low heat Velma, and really abusing the fact that this ice breath also freezes projectiles, and Camellia really needs to figure out a good way to deal with it. Now off stage.
It's a huge defensive wall that Superman can make the most of, and has been. I think this is the most use of status effects we've seen thus far in this tournament. And a huge uppercut, not quite able to get the elimination. Goes for the downward spike. Velma just able to dodge it and goes right back to the chilling breath of Superman. Playing very defensive on this edge.
You can see that Anthos is doing a really good job of keeping the biggest part of the ice hitbox.
Here it is.
The part that's furthest from Superman. Right on the corner where Velma wants to try to come up. Even one stack of it, you have to get all 3 stacks for it to be useful. It slows him down anyways. Anthos taking game
Just doing
2
my job.
pretty cleanly.
No, absolutely. That is going to put Anthos through to the semi-finals. Carnilla, very, very well performed. It's very difficult to go up against Anthos. A very good use of the defensive ice breath. Good luck in the lower bracket of the tournament. Hopefully we'll see you again very soon. But Anthos now going up against what I feel like is a bit of a rivalry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Icy Burr and Anthos, they've got a bit of a rivalry going on currently.
It
I think
may or may not
Icy-
be one-sided, because Icy did start the day by typing into chat, "Boo Anthos," then "Boo Gritaku."
Absolutely. I think, arguably the 3 most threatening names in this tournament, given the reputation from the last few weeks. But if you want to get to Gritaku, you got to go through 3 victories with Anthos. And that is no small feat.
Now, it is Superman up against Joker. Icy defaulting to the Mad Clown. I want to see Icy really take advantage of the fact that he has one of the better projectiles. I understand Ice Breath makes that a little bit more difficult. But if a card goes through, I want to see Icy recognize that and follow it up with some good hits, good combos. Joker did, like I mentioned last week, Joker did get nerfed in the season 2 patch. Dodge roll, I believe that was last patch. It might have been 2 patches ago, but the dodge roll shortening a little bit, making him not as good. Also, airwalk getting nerfed, making certain Joker combos unviable. In fact, I don't know if Icy Burr even went Ice Walk the last game. I doubt it. Basically not. I don't want to say unusable. That doesn't seem correct, but
No, we definitely
not as
haven't
good.
seen it recently at all. But what we have seen is I see adapting to the situation. I think going in with Joker early, a character that has pulled them this far this week, is a very strong shout. You know that the next couple of opponents that you're going to be facing are very threatening. So you've been warming up with Joker. You know Joker well. You know how to play him. Muscle memory is going to be coming into play. Go in with your best foot forward. I think that's exactly what Icy is doing. I'm looking forward to a very, very heated fight. And like I say, Icy has bones to pick with both Gritaku and Anthos. Is this gonna be the week for redemption? Is this gonna be the week for vindication? We're about to find out as we go to Trophy's Edge with Joker and Superman.
I'm excited. This is also a matchup player-wise that we've seen, but not a matchup character-wise that we've seen from these two specifically. I think last time Icy really tried with the Jake and the Arya, but wasn't able to get through Anthos' Wonder Woman. This time Anthos deciding to go back to the Superman. Oh!
That is
It
a
opens
vicious,
up with a juggle combo.
a huge juggle. A very good dodge as well from the Superman. Joker able to get that uppercut with the cards, do a little bit of damage, but again, and coming back to this strategy with using the breath on the edge, not letting him back on. Joker finally able to get a landing, but now Superman keeps control with the uppercut. Joker breaking through the defense. Here comes the polo juggle, but Superman is able to dodge out of it very effectively.
Quickly, basically evening up the percents. Now Icy trying to find those openings where he can get in with his projectiles leading, so he can rack up a little bit more percent. But Anthos is able to quickly get the kill. Now it's Icy's turn, but is unable to follow up.
It's very critical that Icy gets the stock here. It's very important that he gets it as quickly as possible, because the more damage that he takes is the bigger advantage he allows for Anthos to have in this matchup, going all the way up to 46 damage. Superman sitting, I can't believe I'm about to say it, but at a rather comfortable 123. Now up to 130. Joker all the way up to 80. I think the slow is definitely coming into effect. There it is. The stock is finally taken by Joker, but at 87 damage, I mean, you've got to be looking at Superman as the favorite to win this matchup at least.
Anthos is doing a really good job of punishing Icy's dodges, which is really making it hard for Icy to abuse his movement against the hard-hitting Superman. This is looking canon, honestly, with Superman beating up the bad guy, getting a quick 50 points of damage on the Joker, and Joker just struggling to do anything against the hero of our story, that is Icy Goober versus Anthos.
An incredibly early elimination for the third stock on Joker. That I believe that was a clean sweep. Not quite.
It was not.
It was not.
quite. No.
I mean,
We gotta give
that
Icy
ended so
some
quickly.
credit.
No, absolutely. That ended so quickly. I literally was not able to check the stock count before that final elimination. But no, absolutely well performed. If I do genuinely feel like I've just watched the opening to Injustice unfold before my very eyes. The first round is going to go to Anthos, but obviously 2 more wins are going to be needed for Anthos to move to the finals of the upper bracket. Absolutely, Icy, you still have every chance to win this. Take what you've learned from this fight. The switch up to Arya might be an interesting move here. A very close-up character going up against Superman. Is that going to be able to break through the ice breath?
Famously, or maybe famously, Arya is considered the best character in ones currently by a lot of top players of this game. The person I heard it from first was Void. But, you know, in Melee, they're saying that any skilled Roy can beat a fox.
Never defeated a man from the stars
So,
before.
Icy still needs to outplay the Superman to get the game win at the very least, if not the set win.
Absolutely. I mean, IT has opened this up very well, getting a couple of nasty pricks in with Needle, but there is that juggle once again. I think luckily for Icy, Superman ran out of ground to be able to juggle and has now been able to break through the defense, and the use of the airwalk there, it looked like. It may still be viable for Arya.
That is the big thing, is that Arya is still able to use that perk to just get huge amounts of damage. Also, Arya is one of the few characters that has a ability to just break Superman's armor without much stress. The combination with the face grab, the airwalk combos, the quick ladder combos makes Arya quite a strong character. But Anthos doing a really good job of trying to play keep away and making sure he gets solid hits, returning and evening up the game. Honestly, almost looking scary for the Arya as Superman takes the first kill.
There was a very vicious flurry of blows there from the Superman, though a lot of damage has still been done. It's with every right that Icy could get a very quick stock elimination with an easy strike and even up this matchup. Icy has done incredibly well to avoid the chilling breath of Superman with this switch to Arya, and now with the ledge control, very good dodging from Anthos.
Barely able to stay alive. I think it was purely positioning on the stage there that saved him. Again, it's this back and forth. There it is, finally eliminated at what looked like 193 to me. Arya at 33. Honestly, for being a stop behind, Arya seems to be in a very good position right now.
I think that was really smart of Arya using the down ground attack to dodge through the laser beam and making sure that Superman gets hit. Has the face. See how Arya uses it here. Uses it to recover. Smart choice. A lot of armor on that move.
Yeah, there's no shame in using it to save yourself at all. It's still an asset that you've used. The knife was able to connect. She's made use of it. Used the airwalk and now caught Superman in an aerial juggle. Not a position we normally see Anthos in. Anthos able to break it out, but these two are incredibly precise with their dodging. Both able to pull it off effectively.
Oh, I was gonna say Icy doing a really good job of the taunt coming out from Anthos as Icy creates a little bit more distance, but Icy doing a really good job of using the auto dodge on that down attack, and getting small hits here and there on the Superman. Superman's struggling coming out of the corner. So every time he does, Icy gets 1 or 2 hits. And it doesn't sound like a lot when I put it that way, but it is racked up to 133 points of damage. And Superman honestly is in kill percent, and I am the worst.
A strong man from the
I am
stars
so
is-
sorry, Icy.
How is this?
That is the risk of the floating platforms when going up against Superman when we go into those outer edges. They are in very, very good position for him to just grab you and punch you straight out. However, the knife able to bring Icy back onto the stage. Both, it looks like, basically at 0. It's going to come down to this final stock. Once again, we are only in the second round of our semi-finals, and already it's gotten incredibly intense, both biding their time, it looks like, playing it nice and slow. We may actually need to start looking at the clock, because we only have 3 minutes left. A very good use of the airwalk.
I'll make it quick.
Arya keeping it even with Superman. The laser's not really doing all that much in this instance.
Superman's having a really hard time trying to figure out what to do against Arya, because every time he goes in, he just gets hit. Which means that in these cases, Icy can just kind of sit back as he's doing. If if he wants to wait out the 2 minutes with a 20% lead, that does count as his win.
I was gonna say, at what point do you just think, you know what, there's 2 minutes left, you know, do I start just trying to survive? Do I start just trying to make sure I take less damage? Superman went to throw the knife, the frozen knife back at Arya. Both now dancing on the edge. I'm not sure what they're planning here. Are we at a standstill?
The onus is on Anthos, but Anthos knows that he can't just power through the Arya, because Arya also has that backstab buff on the character, which allows her to ignore armor as long as she hits the backside of the character, and her down special, which is off cooldown currently, now you can see her hands glowing, actually just gives her backstab no matter what. It does go on cooldown, but if you know the buff is active, Superman can't just power through Arya's hits, and you can see Icy being really annoying. Nicola timing.
Absolutely, I think Icy was trying to run down the clock. Superman able to get the damage in, but it's still not enough. There's still what is practically a 30 damage deficit. This is the closest we've gotten to a timeout in any of these tournaments, to my knowledge. Superman now needs to get that elimination, get the damage in, and they do!
Powerful than a locomotive for nothing.
With what look like 20 seconds left.
Yeah, just over. Anthos being a little disrespectful at the end. Honestly, they get it. They're allowed to. They were starting to get camped. I get it. I'd be a little frustrated. But also, on to Icy's credit, I would do the same thing as we're running it back. And I wonder if Anthos changes up the method so that they're never down. So let's so that Icy can't just try to camp them out for 2 minutes straight at the end of the match.
Superman.
But we'll see
He would
what
look
strategies
feeble next to
each
the mountain.
person's coming up to. Icy, to be fair, Anthos also is slightly to blame because Anthos does enjoy camping out with the wall of ice breath. Gets the knife hit, starting the combo.
A very good use of Airwalker there. Very good use of Airwalker. 87-0. This is an incredibly strong opening from Icy. Superman trying to break through now, but I think Icy has truly found their element. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you were mentioning it earlier, Anthos has been using that ice breath a lot to basically wall off the stage whenever someone gets ledged. It gets to the point where if the clock is running down, that is an asset that you can use. If you've been able to get more damage in, you have the time advantage. There is no shame in Icy for using it. Both of these players now juggling each other on the edge. Looks like Anthos is able to use the aerial to his advantage. Able to get the first stock elimination, but still 100 damage. It's not going to be difficult for Arya to get an elimination and even this up really quickly. That floating platform, once again, basically a death zone when it's hanging out as close to the edge as it is. Looks like
Turns out that Anthos prefers 3-minute games over 6 full-minute games. As he knocks Icy Gober off stage once again and is really trying to end these stocks with aggression, almost angry.
I was gonna say, are we seeing a little bit of frustration here? Able to get the second elimination. I think the brutality of this onslaught toward Arya, Anthos is not going to allow for another timeout position. They want to take this win. They are going to lose a stock to Arya though. It's not impossible for Arya to do this, but oh dear.
The down attack was really smart.
Another very good use of Airwalker, just able to hang on.
I was gonna say the use of down attack was really smart, but unfortunately Anthos was still invincible. And Anthos really taking the third game quickly. I think
I just hope I made a difference.
Icy made a mistake. And the core mistake was not winning game 2, not being a little bit more patient, not camping a slight bit harder to tilt Anthos even more, ruining the mental state going into game 3 with better mental. Happens. I think if I was coaching this player in any capacity, I would let him know that the mental game is the most important. That being
No,
said, Anthos going into winners final, Icy being knocked into losers quarters as the losers bracket is catching up. They are also wrapping up and heading into top 8. Oh, sorry, not top 8. I guess top 12.
it's
Top
going
10.
to
I can count.
be. Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's going to be the top 10 there. Just, there is one thing to update you guys on. Bad Joe has beaten Carrie and moving on to the 4th round. Carnilla is 1 round up on Mortal, going into their 3rd round matchups. So, very well done to Bad Joe, making your way further and further up the ladder back to the grand final. But we are going to move right along to a very, very interesting rematch. A match we've seen a couple of times now. Ritaku versus Anthos. Now, if Icy and Anthos was the grudge match, this, and no disrespect to any of the players we've seen so far, but I think this is the match that I'm most excited to see because we've seen these two go at it a lot. There's a lot riding on this. They both have a chance now to get that extra victory on the other and assert their dominance.
Gritaku is the reigning champion. Anthos coming in second. That does hurt the ego a little bit. They were close matches, and honestly, Anthos wasn't playing his quote unquote main Superman last week. The week before last week he was playing Wonder Woman. I wonder what Anthos brings out against the Gremlin this time.
It's going to be really interesting. I think we're going to see another Superman. It seems, Anthos may be alternating uh, between his heroes week on week. But we will see. We will see. Don't
You
forget,
know,
if you want to catch all of last week's matches, you can do so on the YouTube channel. You will find a link for that in the chat periodically, as well as in the About section, and you can get that in the Discord as well. If you're not part of the Discord, come and join the Crap Media Discord, where you can be a part of tournaments like this.
if you're not part of the Discord, why aren't you part of the Discord? I'm part of the Discord. CJ's part of the Discord. You can at us inside the Discord, and I will reply to you sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm a busy man. I got my own things to do sometimes, you know? I can't
Absolutely.
guarantee I can't throw out a guarantee that I don't make promises I can't keep, okay?
I will remember that. I will remember that.
No, it's fine. That, that being said, also if you're enjoying listening to CJ and myself cast, you'd be happy to know that we're part of a podcast that Crack Media actually hosts XP Share every other Sunday. That is saying this Sunday. Great time. If time if the Lord permits it, I will be here. Uh I there are a lot of asks in that uh happening, but I'm gonna try my best. Um
Absolutely. I'm very excited to the conversation this weekend. I think it's a topic that has a lot of discussion. So absolutely you do not want to miss that. That will be streamed right here on Twitch. So drop a follow and you will get an alert when we go live with that on Sunday. And of course, don't forget to check out the Cracked Media website as well, where you can catch beautiful content from people like Quang and Chuswain and J-Dog, and eventually me once I get some stuff sorted, which is in the works. I'm working on it. I've got my artists scheming in the background, doing some, honestly, if I may say so myself, some absolutely beautiful work.
Once again, shout outs to J Dog. He's one behind the production of this tournament, running the website, producing the website, the podcasts, the content. What a man.
Mhm. Yep.
He's beautiful, he's hot, he's attractive, he's taken.
And I
I'm not
can
gonna say he's
hear
mine, but I'll
I
heavily imply it.
I can hear the grimacing from beyond the production studio as we speak. I can hear the gritting teeth. But honestly, it's been a great night so far. Some very different matchups. We've seen a couple really quick eliminations. We've seen some real slugfests. So I'm really excited to see what else everyone has in store for us. A further update for everybody. Congratulations to Carnilla, who was able to secure their victory against Mortal and is going to go up against Bad Joe in the fourth round of the lower bracket. The winner of that will go on to face Mott's in the quarterfinals. And looks like Nizzle is 1 point up on Nick SF, and the winner of that will go on to face Eris in the round 4, and the winner of that will face what I imagine is a very agitated Icy.
It actually looks like Chef was just able to clutch it as we announced it. But all four, Eris, Shaft, Bad Joe, and Camila, are looking to make their way into top 8 of the fourth MultiVersus tournament hosted by Cracked Media. I'm looking to see if we are just waiting for one of these games. Yeah, just to check in. Winners finals. It looks like Rutaku might be itching to play, but Anthos did just play 3 grueling sets.
Mm,
In losers, it looks like Bad Joe and Camellia are doing a starting off of their match. They're both going in, and Chef, Nizzle, and Eris are teeing up their games as well. How are you
abs-
feeling? Are you almost a
I
monster yet?
I'm about halfway through my can, so we're doing good. Um, but
I
no,
am
I
fading into the. I'm getting Thanos snapped right now. I I'll
getting
apologize to Justin as my green screen situation's very much a mess. I had some last minute IRL problems that are leading to me fading in and out of existence. It means that I was not able to set up things on my side. Once again, apologizing to the great man himself.
absolutely. I
If
mean,
there is anything, if we want to run for a quick break, just so we can fix everything, I'm down to. If we're still waiting on Anthos. Yeah, so I think we're gonna wait on Anthos to check in. Probably needed a quick break after playing 2 intense sets. Camila after Icy. Uh, I get it. We're gonna try to fix some stuff on our end here as well. Stick around, listen to some great music. I might be in chat. CJ might be in chat. Wish we'll be right back.
we'll see you very soon.
Who alive can't put me in a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bonnet. Don't try study me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat, you'll be a fan when I start rapping. Way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs, they go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan. Sick, twisted, gifted. Can't copy, printed. Can't hold me down. I shape shift, I'm liquid. I killed this beat, I might get convicted. They know how I move, it was predicted. Persistent, spoke it into existence. So consistent, no assistance. Hear me once, become addicted. If I rap it, then I live it. There's no cap when I be speaking. Listen.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Welcome back. I'm back from the multiverse. All of a sudden, my green screen stopped being green. It's like a brownish off green. I don't know what's going on with my camera.
We
My
ran out
shirt's
of budget.
different.
We ran out of budget.
Is that why I changed shirts?
Yeah, but we just had to give you one of the janitor shirts because we could no longer afford the Quang costume. So, sorry about that. Listen, budgeting, finance, big
What's this
economy
box?
words. It's just you gotta think outside the box, Quang. I've told you, you
I'm
gotta think
stuck.
outside it.
I'm stuck in here. Okay, like
Oh, well, he's now dead. There he is. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are just waiting for a few matches to finish up so that we can get you back into the action. Anthos is going to be automatically moved to the grand final so people know a bit more about what the ladder is going to be climbing to try and get that beautiful, beautiful cash prize provided to us by both the wonderful people at Cracked Media and also my beautiful partner here, Quang, who is donating a little bit of money to make that pot a little spicier.
yeah. Honestly, running these tournaments is difficult. J Dog putting up prize money every week for this tournament. I think it's not out of the realm of our duties to help out a little bit. And you know what? We had a decent show out today. A bunch of people registered. Not everyone showed up for check-in. Happens. In fact, the reason why Gritaku actually got sent into losers is because he decided that he wanted to also play another tournament. Now, TOs of IRL tournaments will know that this actually happens quite a bit. IRL too. You should put a tournament limit in your tournaments if you're running something with multiple events. Just FYI, because people will want to enter as many things as possible, especially if they're traveling. In this case, time management was the problem. Gritaku didn't manage his time properly, and he'll gonna be promptly punished for that. As is generally in my opinion, the right thing to do. So bravo to our tournament organizers for making a strong, swift decision. We're gonna be rolling into losers quarters. It looks like as Aries has just bested Shaft Nizzle 2-0, and they're gonna be going up against honestly
Icy Go
Cracked
Burr.
Media Chatter, Icy Go Burr.
I'm very excited to see what's going to happen here with IC. Obviously, IC a chance to redeem themselves and face off against Anthos once again. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got to keep things rolling. That's our job here, is to keep it schmoving, as I would say, to give you guys the most entertaining fights we can. And quite honestly, I'm very excited to see Eris perform. I don't actually think I have seen any of Eris's previous matches, so I love watching a new fighter. I love learning how they operate. I love learning about their reaction times and their adaptation skills. So let's see how it goes.
Now,
I see. Do we think he's gonna pull out the Arya, the Jake, or the Joker?
now, Eris was initially knocked out of the winners bracket by IC. Eris doing a good job climbing their way out initially with Harley, now switching up to Wonder Woman. So there's such a large character selection choice from both players, and it looks like we're queuing up for Joker versus Harley going into losers quarters, top
Mhm.
8.
A good
Winner
old
of this match goes into losers semis, but they do have to win 3 games out of 5 to do that.
Good old couples therapy match against Harley and Joker. Honestly,
Maybe you and I need that.
after our Overcooked stream, you're paying for it.
I don't know. You're the one that brought a Thesaurus
The
to
Thoris.
our.
A
This is why
thesaurus.
we need. This is why we need couples counseling. Okay. Not me.
Well, I think if we don't have the budget for a green screen, I definitely don't think we have a budget
I
for the
have
amount of therapy that we
You can
need.
clearly see that it's green behind me.
I don't know.
okay?
I think you green screen that green screen, and I won't lie. So, but we are gonna move right along to our quarterfinals matchup. Honestly, what we're kind of looking at is a bit of a range close-up mix in the Joker with a very close-up set of moves with Harley. What do you think it's going to come down to? Because honestly, I think it's going to come down to the power of the pogo combo or the power of the hammer.
I think it's actually going to be. I think first person to get a strong hit is going to really lead the match. Both characters have really strong combos. Both characters have really strong single hit kill moves that don't need a lot of setup. So they can kill from center stage by knocking either character up or by edge guarding. They have all the tools to do both. Of course, Joker's better mid stage, while Harley's better towards the edge. But they're both going to be fishing for these combos as Joker gets the first hit.
A very, very good early lead from Icy. Something we've seen a lot from them is they like to get in nice and early, get that initial lead. But it does look like Harley's dodging game is really picked up quite early on. Both playing very patiently, very defensively, although Joker is able to get the juggle up in this stage, and the long-range card attack is going to get that first stock in. Joker now a point up on the scoreboard with 6 minutes left on the clock. Obviously, with someone like Icy, we do need to keep that clock in mind because we've seen that they are more than willing to get a timeout victory if the boot fits.
The hard part is that Harley could do the same thing to Joker, but Icy's doing slightly, and when I say slightly, I do mean a slightly better job of just avoiding these Harley hits. And now Harley's creating an opening for herself, hopefully able to even the stocks up, but it doesn't look like it. Using Joker's air mobility and air hitboxes to find the second stock, Icy gets a huge lead.
Absolutely, and although Harley is going to get that damage in a very good hammer strike, like I predicted, I should get some lottery numbers this weekend, clearly. Harley now a stock down still at a 2-1 deficit. Tries to get used to that bomb, creates a little bit of space between them, able to avoid the card on this occasion. Honestly, if you're Harley, you want to get that second stock elimination as quick as possible. The more damage you take at this stage, the more insurance you are offering your opponent. Able to dodge those projectiles. Honestly, she's done quite well at picking up again.
She's doing a really good job of getting that dodge timing, but as soon as Icy mixes it up, gets a couple more percent, gets a couple more hits, and Icy's looking to end it now. Balloon coming into play. Scary projectile that Harley doesn't have a great answer to usually unless she's able to set up herself.
Here we go, another very good dodge from Harley. Now trying to get that edge control. Not able to get it on this occasion, but able to dodge out of the upward spike. Able to keep themselves alive. Now, this is really interesting. Obviously, Joker with a very strong killing move here with Harley over 100. But if she can keep the momentum, if she can keep him in a juggle, in a very strong combo, or even just, bide her time, not able to do it on this occasion. Joker takes the victory, ending 3-2 at 37 heat. The first victory is going to go to Icy. The first point is going to go to Icy. 1-0, 2 points to move on to the Oh no, 1 point. We're still in quarterfinals. It's very early in the morning. It is nearly 5 a.m. I blame the patriarchy.
I can't believe that Icy was able to get the first 2 stocks and then Eris almost climbing their way back into honestly doing a really good job of reading Icy's roles. Unfortunately, one missed movement led into running into the Joker's strong hit dying off the top. But you can clearly see that both characters are really good at just swinging at each other, getting a lot of damage down, and being able to close out stocks. It both characters are very all around, and if Eris can get off the bat just a little bit quicker than Icy, I can see Harley taking a game 2 or 3.
It's gonna get really, really interesting the further we go. We got a lot of Icy support in the chat from what I can see. So it's gotta say that when it comes to the crowd favorite, perhaps Icy is the one, but you're gonna need more than crowd love to get you through. You're gonna need heart, you're gonna need skill, and it looks like both are looking for a range opening on this occasion. Neither able to collide. A very long time on 0-0, and it is Joker who's able to get that opening combination out. A very, very hefty 50 damage already dealt. Able to avoid the cards on this occasion. Harley is very good at avoiding those ranged attacks, it seems.
Getting a good opening on Joker too. Now Icy's on the back foot, but is able to open up, getting back and returning the favor with the pogo stick. Now collecting center stage as his prize, adding up additional damage and looking to get a strong hit to kill the Harley, bringing her all the way up to 106 points of damage, swinging up and getting a home run, getting that first stock.
And a very incredible opening. Icy has a very strong advantage with that stock up, although Harley is able to get a very nice aerial juggle, not able to avoid the card on this occasion. Both now seemingly dodging left and right, trying to avoid one another. Harley is able to connect, but the hammer does not. And Joker able to take center stage once again with a 40 damage deficit, bringing it all the way up to 30 now. Joker trying to get as much damage in as possible, get that second stock. If they can get a 2-0 stock lead, that could be huge. The hammer connects. Joker is over 30 heat, but Harley misses the downward spike. Joker's going to stay in it.
The big thing that, honestly, that Eris is not doing a great job of as she takes her first stock in the second game is taking advantage of Icy committing to moves to break her bomb. Her grenade comes out and Icy is able to break it pretty consistently, but Harley needs to try to steal more as she takes more damage than the Joker, trying to even up the second stock from each player.
Getting closer and closer, but Harley is getting very close to that kill range. Able to bring it back up, but connects with the card. Joker, it seems, trying to get that edge guarding able to slide. A very good tactic, but not on this occasion. Harley looked like went for trying to set up with a couple of assets there at 114 heat now. Joker trying to connect with the pogo, it's not quite enough. Joker could even this up at any point, but once again, any damage that Harley deals in this instance is basically just buying herself a little bit of extra insurance. Joker finally able to get the elimination with 30 damage dealt. This is a fairly even matchup, and it goes without saying Eris needs to win this if they want to have a good chance of staying in the game.
Keeping it even game count wise is really important as she gets the strong hammer hit and closes out game 2, evening out the match. Eris is not going out with a fight. Even in winners round 2 where they met previously, the game count was 2-1. It seems like they went back and forth a little bit, and we might see that again in losers quarters. good showing. You can clearly see that Joker has good potential of closing out stocks by racking up a lot of damage on the Harley, while Harley can kill Joker at 80%.
I mean, both of them, like I was saying earlier, both very chaotic characters. I think trying to predict the matchup is almost impossible, but we are going into our third round. Time to decide who's going to go through to the semi-finals, who is going to be facing either Mott or Carnilla, who are currently having their quarterfinals matchup as well. Will it be Icy with the Joker? Will it be Eris with the Harley? We're about to find out, ladies and gentlemen, as we return to the Sky Arena for our third matchup. Going in with the ranged attacks, Harley with a very strong opening. Joker able to dodge out of the combo juggle in this instance, but Harley immediately gets it back. It looks like Icy may actually be on the back foot for this matchup.
That being said, it does look like Eris has figured out Icy's dodge timing as they punish Icy for dodging on the ground, putting out that really big aerial hitbox and able to punish Joker, getting a 80 damage lead, 90 damage lead, almost a stock lead, as is
Just
unable
able
to
to survive.
quite finish it out.
All it's going to take is one amazingly strong hit. Like the hammer, just like that, and Harley gets a stock lead. I think the first time we've seen Harley take the lead in the quarterfinals. This is Icy crumbling under the pressure. They really need to bring it back. Harley only at 39 heat, whilst Joker is at 50, going on 60, going on 70, going on 80. Harley sat at a really comfortable 40. Icy really needs to get cool, calm and collected, get patient. But Harley's juggles have been insane this matchup. Are we going to see a third elimination already? Not quite on this occasion.
Now, we've seen Icy bring these back, so we can't count them out just yet. But the damage is racking up. Icy's doing a really good job of keeping Harley in the air, but the dodge brings Harley back.
Both were in kill position.
Everything I've done.
Both were in kill position. It's not impossible for Icy to bring this back, but he cannot allow for a single hammer strike, jack in the box, anything. A bat would be brutal in this instance. Able to just stay alive.
Tournament point for Eris. Icy needs 2 more stocks. Quick combos can do it. Luckily, being across stage saves Icy, but the second hammer hit.
An
Eris.
incredible performance.
Eris gets the revenge kill. Icy unable to double eliminate Eris. Tragedy for Icy. But if you're Eris, you're feeling pretty good, especially the way that game 1 went.
No, absolutely. Eris was able to claw their way back. A very, very good execution of some very powerful juggling combinations. And as we saw throughout that matchup, they very quickly adapted to Icy's repertoire, the dodging of the cards, the dodging of the pogos, and just in general being able to time their dodges perfectly. And right at the end there, we finally saw they were able to perfect that timing of the hammer. And it was that hammer that I think ended up deciding that game. A very, very well fought match. Eris absolutely deserves to go through to the semi-finals, where I'm not sure. We haven't had our decider yet. Motts is still a point up, but at least as far as I can see, Carnilla is still in it.
Camilla, of course, being our resident Velma player. Motts just losing to Gritaku on the Harley Quinn as well. But It seems to be a game up. We're waiting for the results of game 2 before deciding one way or another who is ultimately going to be facing Loki the menace that is Eris.
Eris has really come out of nowhere. I'm looking back at their lower bracket performance and even sort of like their upper bracket for that first match. Every match that they've won, they have in fact won in a 2-0 clean sweep. So Eris, has to be really, really confident. Icy was the only one able to break that streak. So, I mean, that says a lot, really, to be able to get as far as you have with as few losses as possible. Really, is goes out saying a very commendable achievement. But if Mott's ends up going through, we potentially have a mirror match, which I've been waiting for 3 weeks.
You know what I've kind of decided in this moment, now
Mm.
that we've been talking back and forth about the craziness that has happened in this tournament, Anthos fighting his way through many competitors. Icy almost in a surprise upset. Eris going through, having a Velma player possibly making it to loser semis. Is that I'm gonna sit like this now because you refuse to look at me.
Listen. We have the power to flip. It's not happened for a reason. I will trust the powers that be. I will trust
I
the
don't
powers
I
that
don't
be.
even want you to look at me anymore, CJ. All
Well,
right?
now I kind of want to though, just out of spite.
It
I'm
wouldn't
British.
make it better.
Look, I'm a British man. I am fueled on two things: sarcasm and spite. And what we are actually gonna see it. We're finally getting the mirror match I waited so long to see. Harley on Harley action. This is where I think it truly shows, right, we're both playing the same character. So there is no debate of, oh, this character's better than mine, so you counterpicked me. This purely comes down to skill. This purely comes down to skill.
I do think Harley wins the matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about Harley. I think Harley's a bad pick. I think Harley doesn't really win against Harley, so we'll see.
We do have Mott's ultimately besting the Velma Camila, and we did just watch Eris nudge out a win against Icy Go Burr 2-1. Both Harley players. I know a lot of people who play these types of games rather not play mirror matches. It looks like both players are opting into it. We know that Eris does play the Wonder Woman, so it'll be interesting to see if Wonder Woman will come out at any point during this set. I believe that this set will ultimately be a best of 5, first to 3 games, move on to losers finals, hopefully to play against Gritaku, if not to make their way into Anthos, waiting in winner's side's grand finals.
No, absolutely. And we need to remember, of course, that Anthos will have the champion's advantage having won the upper bracket. So whoever ends up going to face them will need to win 2 sets of matchups. I think both of these competitors, from what we've seen, have been very dominant on their sides of the board. We are going to go to Sky Arena for this mirror match. Oh, we're going to see some love shared before the matchup starts. And immediately both go for that bomb opening. Looks like Red Harley, and I will be referring to them as Red and Blue in this instance, is able to get the opening. I'm going to completely lose track of which one is Eris and which one is Mott's. So we'll just go with Red and Blue for now.
But it does look like red is going to get a lot of damage in immediately. Blue now sitting at a 69. There's a joke in there somewhere, but able to get it back and then get the elimination. The aerial juggle with the bat was enough to do it.
I can't believe that Harley was able to kill Harley in that situation. Being able to read the movement, getting a strong hit, but Red Harley gets... I can't keep up with it. But we're able to get a return kill, evening up the stocks, evening up the percentage. Now there's a lot of litter as far as bombs go. And they're trying to get these strong combo starters with the slide, with the bombs, with the jack-in-the-boxes. And they both know it. That's one of the odd parts of playing the mirror matchup, is that you kind of know what the other player wants to do.
Absolutely. Blue, I believe that is Air, is able to make very good work of the hammer in that instance, sitting at only 35 damage. Red Harley is now a stock down. They're going to need to play catch up here, able to avoid damage initially, but of course the caster's curse, as soon as I say it, it's broken. And now Blue Harley looks like they're going for another bat juggle, trying to get those very low heat eliminations that we've seen throughout this matchup. So I think damage doesn't really come into effect. A very good use of the hammer. The bomb doesn't connect on this occasion though.
I really like what Monster tried to do there with the jack-in-the-box, trying to force Aris up into the hit, able to follow Aris into the middle of the screen to get a strong hit, killing off the top. But now, Mott's is down 60 damage, but getting a combo starter of their own.
A very, very strong performance from Mott. Although, it does look like Aris is going to try and pull this back with only what looks to me now less than 3 damage difference. It could be anyone's to play for.
There's the bat! And again, a rather low heat elimination there. Aris is going to take the first point, it looks like.
Honestly, that could have gone either way. I think that's about what you expect from a match like this. The question is, are we going to see a switch up, or are they going to stick with what they know?
I think there's a couple of things that Mott's did that are very interesting. I think Mott's played with their jack in the box a little bit more, trying to use it either to wall out Eris's grenades or to just wall Eris out of certain areas on the stage. But Eris was able to convert off of those small hits just a little bit better, and that led to the first game victory. We're going into game 2. Eris up the game. Eris being the blue Harley. Mott's being the red Harley.
And we're going to see platforms on Sky Arena now. Not a setup we typically see in this tournament, though I suppose they could act as saving points against those bats that have been so lethal so far. Eris has taken a lot of damage here. The blue Harley Quinn sat at 43, an entire 40 damage deficit. I mean, we've seen some very low heat eliminations from both of these competitors, so even so much as 70, 80 could be a kill position.
I do like the idea of going to a stage with the tri-platform setup. Eris going for a lot of the sideways combo starters, the slide, the forward attack, as they lose their first stock to just honestly getting outplayed by Mott's over and over again. But Mott's really choosing to go into the air, trying to create a lot of room vertically. And Mott's is thriving on this new stage choice.
No, absolutely a very interesting pick, and one that is clearly working out in their favor. Almost getting that second elimination before even taking so much as 60 damage. Still without a stock lost. Eris is going to be playing catch up here, but that hammer again
And the bat, just the edge guarding from here, and having that second platform as a bit of a buffer to further guard the edge of the stage here is very helpful with a kit like Harley's. Eris is desperately trying to break through, but not able to do it, being kept in the air, being kept on the edge of the stage in that position where a kill could happen at any moment. It does look like Maltz is finally going to get above 100 heat. And finally, Eris is able to get that elimination, able to get his stock back. But the question has to be asked, is the damage already done at this stage?
It looks like Maltz is taking advantage of the platforms once again. Honestly, jumping around, using the platforms to get around the grenades that Eris is trying to set up as they catch Eris on the corner and is able to get the second game victory. Both players need to win 2 more games to move on into the losers finals to go up against Grutaku. It also doesn't help that the primarily red Harley with the red bow. It looks like Grutaku got DQ'd, so this might as well be losers finals. Winner of the match is gonna go into grand finals against Anthos. And once again, unfortunately, it's a little confusing because the primarily red Harley with the red bow is the blue Harley, and vice versa.
No, that I've been struggling to keep track of that, but all the same, I think, I mean, again, it's a very even matchup. We're going back to Sky Arena, no platforms. I think it's very interesting because obviously the winner of this will be facing Anthos. Neither of these competitors have faced Anthos in this tournament, so honestly, do you think that will factor into any decisions that are made here?
I think either way, it would be very different than Anthos playing the other player. Clearly, there's some stage preferences that we've never seen before. Clearly, there are playstyle differences that we can see on the screen. As Maltz gets a really early kill!
Not cool.
Another...
Catching the jump of Eris to close out that first stock as I'm just thinking about the next game.
Eris is trying to catch up now, it looks like, trying to get that damage back, able to get them up to 40. That could have been more than a 40 heat elimination. We've seen a couple of these really early eliminations before. The juggling with the bat, the constant upward spikes. Looks like Eris isn't able to connect at the higher levels. See, that is where the floating platforms come into play. You're able to get that landing and get a little bit higher. Eris is able to even it up. With 14 damage, we're basically on even footing here as both are now a stock down. The constant use of bombs and Jack in the Boxes, apologies, seem to be littering the field once again. That bat in Harley's kit is absolutely vicious now, as Maltz is able to get an aerial juggle. The bomb doesn't connect, but the hammer does. Both are on the edge of the stage, and there it is. Maltz gets the second elimination, taking only 8 damage.
Maltz doing a really good job of catching Eris's, honestly, aerial movement and converting each one into a kill, even at extremely low damage numbers. While Eris honestly getting longer strings leading into death. And I'm wondering if they have a different perk setup. I wasn't paying attention. I was more focusing on the fact that it was a mirror match. But honestly, if they have a different perk setup that could that match each one's playstyle, that could explain a lot of these differences in percent kills, or sorry, damage kills.
I believe the perk setup is relatively similar. It looked like Maltz was going for the downward spike to get this. It has been stock for stock trade now. Desperately, Maltz is trying to get that elimination before Eris is able to deal that damage. We know that the second Eris gets the combination, but it doesn't matter. Maltz gets it, the second point.
That was
Maltz
really
is 1 point away.
That was really unfortunate. Eris threw the bomb trying to create space for themselves to get back on stage, but popped 2 of the balloons on the Jack in the Box, which dropped on her head and Harley, I guess Eris's Harley, while it hits stun, flying upwards, gently set themselves up to get hit with a home run into the blast zone. Closing out that second game, Mott's is up a game. After game one, that's not what I would have thought, honestly.
It's honestly, it's been a really even matchup. It's basically been stock trade for stock trade. Going back to Sky Arena again with no platforms. Personally, I think that the platforms benefit Harley, and Harley's combinations. We can see here, yeah, the perk setup is basically identical. So it does truly just come down to a skill set. But obviously, whatever benefits you also benefits your opponent in this instance. So, are we going to see another trading stop match like we just saw? Looks like they're both trying to set up bombs. It looks like Ares is also getting that Jack in the Box in early. Neither of the bombs connect. Both being very patient with this opening. And Ares is the one that gets the opening combination.
Able to find the early stock the same way that Mott's was last game, but is able to rack up decent damage, just really trying to push Mott's into the upper blast zone, but Mott's is able to do it slightly more, tries to wait out the aerial dodge, but Eris has gotten hit with that a couple of times and knows a little bit better to do that.
I'm noticing that I believe Ares seems to be more confident on the horizontal combinations, whereas Maltz is definitely more confident on the vertical. The issue you have is obviously there's more space horizontally than there is vertically. And now it looks like both are trying to desperately stall, but Ares is able to connect with that hammer on the left side of the stage. And Ares now is a stock up, desperately trying to get as much damage in as possible, buy themselves some insurance to see if they can avoid giving the stock back to Maltz. Able to dodge what would have been a killing blow there from the uppercut on the bat. But the hammer is going to be enough. A very
good
well
return kill. The way that each Harley uses the Jack in the Box is really interesting. I feel like Ares is using it a lot more for its momentum, delaying, using it to set up these kills, making sure that Mott's is in a bad position, whether or not they avoid the Jack in the Box, quickly getting an entire stock lead, getting the game point, getting 2 game points, and getting ready to close out the stock, but Mott's is not going down without a fight.
No, absolutely. Obviously, Maltz needs this win in order to just make their way, punch their ticket to the finals, but Ares was able to hold on to the edge there. Obviously, the slight changes we've had to the edge grip, meaning that you slide down faster along your holding taking effect. But Ares able to hold on back on that ledge. It looks like Maltz is going to be guarding in this instance, able to get a lot of damage in, and there's the elimination. 27 damage dealt. It's basically even footing going into the third stock. It's anything to play for. Desperately able to steal it. That was far too quick of an ending for me to even realize it was happening, but Maltz has stolen that third victory. Ares has done incredibly well to get this far, but Maltz is going to be moving on to the grand final, going up against Anthos for the cash prize, for the winner takes all. Either way, we're going to have a new champion. We are going to have a new MultiVersus Cracked Media champion.
I can't believe that ended that way. I was about to say it is very interesting how Ares really does a really good job of using that grenade, sticking it to themselves, and trying to bait out movement options so that they can convert those hits. If they dodge, convert the hit from the grenade into more. And that I was very impressed with Mott's ability to just like inch characters into blast zones. But then Mott's sneezed, and Ares went left, and then a little bit more left, and then a little bit more left, until Mott's nudged them into the blast zone, closing out game 4, getting them the title of Better on the Day Harley in the mirror matchup. I honestly, I blinked.
It's been happening more and more in these tournaments where we get those really quick eliminations, especially when we get to the semi-final final stage, particularly in the second bracket. I'm realizing there may be an essence of desperation when you get to these later matches where people just want to get it over done quickly as possible. Obviously, this is, we've been going for upwards of 2 hours, 2.5 hours at this point. People are going to start getting fatigued. But I'm super excited. It looks like the Wonder Woman is coming back out of Anthos's bag of tricks against the Harley Quinn. The grand finals are finally underway. We will remind you there is a champion's advantage, a winner's advantage. Anthos won the matchups in the winner's bracket, so he needs one victory, one set of five, to win. Mott's is going to need to win 2 sets of 5, effectively need to win 6 matches in order to make it through at least 6 matches. We've seen Anthos be able to dominate at this position before, but we have not seen Mott's go up against Anthos at any point in this tournament, or to my knowledge, any previous tournament, so this is going to be a new matchup. I'm very excited to see what happens here. And I honestly, after a performance like that, I think if anyone is able to win 2 back-to-back sets in order to win with a loser's disadvantage, Mott's might be the one to do it for the first time.
I honestly could see it going either way. Now, Anthos, in the past few weeks, granted, there have been 2 patches in those 2 weeks, has played Joker, has played Wonder Woman, has played Superman, to great effect. Honestly, all 3 characters. Mott's this tournament has played Harley and Wonder Woman as well, so character choices might be an important part of the outcome of grand finals here at Cracked Media MultiVersus number 4. We're waiting for the players to ready up and go into the final matches. CJ, I'm just... Gah!
No, absolutely. I'm right there with you. It looks like Anthos is going to pull out the iconic golden Superman that I believe they pulled out at every grand final that they participated in. So we've got that trademark Anthos strategy. Obviously, do not forget, if you're live with us on the chat and you want to be able to rewatch these matches, they will be going up live on YouTube, where you can watch every single match from this tournament and the previous 2 as well. And join the Discord if you would like to be part of next week's tournament as we go into the first set of our grand finals in Sky Arena. Superman versus Harley Quinn, Anthos versus Mott's. Winner takes all. Whatever happens, ladies and gentlemen, you will have a new Crap Media MultiVersus champion. Quang, let's get right into it. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm super excited. It might be the monster.
Not quite winner takes all, as Mott's does have an uphill battle, needing to win 2 sets, 2 best of 5s, needs to win at least 6 games, not necessarily in a row, but pretty darn freaking close, as I choose to not swear all of a sudden. Huge combo coming out from Superman, bringing Harley up to 70%, but Harley says, you know what, I can do that too.
We cannot forget about that ice breath that Anthos has been using for quite a lot of this tournament. Able to not only slow your opponents down, but basically create a wall of defense where you're able to sort of recover, gain your ground, gain a bit of space. Harley able to attach the bomb, but it's not enough. Anthos gets the first stock down. Although with 70 damage, it's not impossible to say that Anthos is in a difficult position. The hammer connects, not quite able to get the elimination, but Harley is going in.
I like the idea of slow dropping the bomb, but the grenade doesn't connect because Anthos decides, oh, I'm just going to make it back on stage. You're not going to stop me. And now Anthos sitting in a position where they're getting a lot of percent, if I believe correctly, about 80. Dodging the down smash, making sure it doesn't die off the bottom due to silly reasons. But Mods needs to close out the stock against the Man of Steel quickly. It's getting away
absolutely.
from them.
Those hammer strikes have been incredibly violent, able to get the elimination finally, but with 91 heat on Harley, it's got to be said, a lot of damage has already been done. Honestly, with Anthos' dodging, I'm not sure if Harley's quite able to get the start of their combination off just yet. Desperately trying to avoid that grab that Superman is known for. He is ignited, so we're going to see a little extra damage going to Superman with the fire. But with the combination, he gets that second stock. Obviously, it gives Harley a reset, but it also gives Superman a lot of insurance. Harley's really got to be vicious, and she is! The hammer! Anthos and sorry, Maltz, I'm so sorry, are now on even footing as we go into the third stock of the first matchup. It could genuinely be anyone's game. Harley able to get out of the combo on this occasion, but the dodges are insane.
Harley really punishing the startup of a lot of these moves. Mods finding a really big combo for themselves. We're trying to set up, but Anthos says, oh, you can't do that. I'm not in hit zone that long. I'm gonna grab you, throw you. I'm gonna sit in stage. I know that I'm at a slight deficit, but I can take a better hit than you can. Harley
That's coming in and
hiding.
it.
That wasn't enough. Mods taking game one,
That's another one for
set
Harley.
one of grand finals, as they just run it back real quick. I don't blame them. It was a close game. Something I really like that Mods does is Mods dodges the move and then waits for you to make a decision to punish. She constantly, the Harley constantly breaks up combos by dodging and then punishing dodges themselves, and it really feels like Mods is really comfortable in the matchup.
No, it really does. What I'm noticing a lot here is, obviously, Anthos likes being the one in control of the matchup, being in control of the stage, using that ice breath to create space. Harley is just being aggressive. Combo on top of combo, actually trying to push Superman back so that he's in the air in that vertical space where the bat can come into play. Obviously, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and Maltz has made that first step, has set the statement, and is getting a lot of damage, keeping the heat levels incredibly close. Able to get Superman in the air, and the hammer, again, that vicious hammer that Harley is known for, is able to get that first elimination. Anthos is able to even it up right away. We're basically on an even footing once again. But a message has to be sent at this point. Is Mods playing mind games with Anthos and letting Anthos get too overconfident?
Honestly, I forgot about the ice block as it tapped Anthos, interrupting the grab animation. But Mods continuously punishing Anthos for starting up these laggy moves. The Anthos doing the same, getting a quick 66 as Mods make a relatively easy way back onto the stage. I'm wondering if Anthos is feeling a little flustered now that Mods has gotten their footing.
Again, it's an incredibly even matchup, as we just saw. Mods was just unable to get the connection with the hammer. A very good dodge from Anthos, but once again, the damage has already been done. If Mods can just get a couple powerful hits, they might be able to get Anthos eliminated and then even stock without getting up to even as high as 25 heat. Able to avoid the grab, and they do it again!
Took me by surprise, Harley.
I was gonna say, you can't do that when you're that high percent, that far away. It's really easy to react, but honestly, Superman responding with a 60-70 damage combo onto the Harley. but there's no saying that mods can't do the same. In fact, we've seen mods multiple times honestly get kills from these percents.
No, it's absolutely vicious. Anthos is able to get a point. That Superman combo, especially with doing it on the far side of the stage, so you can have as much room as possible to keep chipping and pushing and chipping. It is lethal. It is absolutely lethal. I think, honestly, Motz's best opportunity, best chance of getting through this first set and forcing a second one is to avoid that combination of moves at any cost. Because, honestly, they've been avoiding the grabs really well. They've been avoiding the ice breath incredibly well. The laser eyes have not been an issue whatsoever. It's that combination that Superman is able to get on the ground that ends up doing the damage, just like we're seeing here. From 0 to 50, able to dodge out, but look at the amount of damage. A second one of those, and that might be it. It's going to come down to the dodges. It's going to come down to reaction time. And it's going to come down to dominating the space with the hammer, which they just did.
Took me by surprise.
It is you doing the commentary, cursing as they go back and forth, trading early kills. I was wondering if Anthos honestly might be warming up, considering he hasn't played in a minute. And the Superman might not be warm. It is a little bit more difficult of a character than, say, something like a Wonder Woman, where you have really large windups, have to be really careful with your spacing, but it's able to punish over and over again Motz's movement, Motz's choices, getting good hits or huge combos. But Mott's doing the same.
Absolutely. We say it every week, but the grand finals is always a really interesting match, and this time it is incredibly even. Motz is not going to allow for Anthos to get that sweep. If Anthos wants this win, they're going to need to earn it, and there's the hammer, able to dodge the cyclone kick in this instance. Harley sat at 101. He now guarding that ledge. This really difficult position that Anthos is able to put you in. Some might call it a dirty move, but you know what, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do to secure that stock.
Honestly, Mods almost second guessing themselves. They could have really pushed into the further and maybe go for the risky play if you're gonna die anyways, but getting caught up in the decision, trying to even up the stocks quickly. You can see that a little bit of aggression, maybe a little bit of nervousness is coming out as they're whiffing a bunch of really big attacks.
Able to connect with the bomb, but not able to get it. A second point is gonna go to Anthos.
Anthos sitting on
Nice work, everyone.
tournament point at this stage. That being said, luckily for Motz, if Motz does close out the next 2 games, Anthos does need to win 3 more as the bracket fully resets and both players start up 0-0, basically. I mean, not basically, actually.
I guess that is sort of the caveat of our champion's advantage, that yeah, you only need to win 1 set, but if you do let your opponent get the better of you, all that work that you did does get reset. It looks like Anthos may have been a bit overconfident, thought that that combination was going to be enough for the elimination. Harley able to avoid a very big hit, the dodge out of the way, but honestly, the fact that Harley was able to get on stage might have just been enough. The grab is not going to be enough to eliminate this time. The shoulder barging after shoulder barging, there's the elimination. The aggression of Anthos that we are so familiar with, once again coming out in full force. There's the vicious combination that we were afraid of. Not
Anthos
able to
doing
secure the edge.
Anthos doing a really good job of rinse and repeating these situations that really force Mods to just take a bunch of damage, and then setting himself up to just one strong hit the Harley. And Mods at this point looking a little lost. 2 stocks down. I'm not entirely sure what Mods is thinking. trying to find an opening, but just getting a hit instead.
You need to slow down, you need to be patient with your dodges in a situation like this because you're now at a massive disadvantage, and if there's anything we know, it's that Anthos thrives when you panic. Now, both fighting on the edge, looks like Anthos is trying to clean this up right now, desperately trying to just get this over with. Sat at 95 damage with Harley at 43. Harley getting the bat hits time and time again, but the combination again, the vicious Superman combination, able to keep him alive in this instance. And Harley misses the elimination again at the edge of the blast zone.
If only that was able to go the other way, Harley would have gotten the kill. But Mod's fighting for their life as Anthos really looking for the kill. Able to interrupt the grab with a small combo, but it's still an uphill battle as Anthos is just patiently waiting, looking for an opening to get one big hit in, one big combo to secure his second Cracked Media MultiVersus tournament win.
He would be our first two-time champion, obviously a very prestigious title to brag about. Able to get a very strong combination there. Looks like they're going for the grab. Harley was able to avoid the combination, but it looks like the setup of the bomb may have been the fall. Anthos takes it. Anthos gets the victory with 3 points to 1 in the grand final. Championship advantage will come into effect. Ladies and gentlemen, your new two-time Cracked Media MultiVersus champion, Anthos the Golden Superman. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Anthos. Somebody tell me how much money I need to add to the pot, as I very much have not been counting.
We will get a count for you.
Yeah, do that for me, CJ, right now. As
Okay, yeah, I'm on it.
congratulate Anthos for winning his second MultiVersus tournament. Honestly, he's one of the ones with the added prize pool, and you know that feels pretty freaking good. Remember, as CJ is counting up, that if you enjoy the content, come back next week. We'll have another tournament here on the official Crack Media official Twitch channel. And honestly, because I am bad at this, you should go to crack-media.com/Twitch or just the whole website because there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Sunday, we're doing the next episode of the XP Share podcast featuring myself, CJ, J Doggin, our great, beautiful, attractive, smiley producer and tournament organizer, showrunner, God, and Juice Wayne, who has been featured previously, as well. And honestly, if you're not here to watch, you should enter the tournament. They are free. They happen once a week. Join the Discord for more details. As I send somebody money. How much money am I sending, CJ?
You need to add a $21 bonus to our prize pool, meaning Anthos is the proud winner of $71. Congratulations. And of course, if you want to watch these matches again, you want to study for the next tournament, you want to see what these people have in store, as well as previous tournaments that we've hosted on this channel, make sure to go check out the YouTube, which is linked in the live Twitch chat right now, where you will see cut videos of every single match that we were able to catch on this stream. Obviously, we're not able to catch every single match that is performed, as we have, upwards of 30 to 40 matches a night, depending on the size of the tournament. But anything that we've covered on this stream or previous streams will be there, so make sure to go check that out, as well as checking out some of the amazing creators on the Crap Media website. And like Kwanga said, we will see you on Sunday. Congratulations once again to Anthos. Thank you, Crap Media, for having us. And we will see you very soon.
Have a good night. Stay safe. I love you, CJ.
I love you too.
We don't need therapy. Good night.
I don't wanna go, baby, but there's no other way, sorry. I just gotta go, find another home, baby. I just gotta go.
I don't wanna go, baby, but there's no other way, sorry. I just gotta go, find another home, baby. I just gotta go.
I don't wanna go, baby, but there's no other way, sorry. I just gotta go, find another home, baby. I just gotta go. I don't wanna go, baby, but there's no other way, sorry. I just gotta go, find another home, baby. I just gotta go. I just gotta go.